1111 is actually, when you see it on the clock, is usually used as a sign of oneness, or the opposite of like aloneness. That is almost like a soft whisper of you're being held, your guides are with you, God is with you, the universe is with you. It's really a confirmation of alignment. 1111 is balance. It's one of those other things that symbolizes the scales, the equilibrium that creates an opening in the matrix. It's almost like the veil temporarily drops. For that quick second, you are no longer in an illusion. You have full connection to your higher self in that moment. At 1111, if you see them randomly and you haven't just been sitting, waiting, looking at the clock, somebody also has to open the door from the other side all the way. It's almost like somebody needs to give you a call and you need to pick up. I recognize that this is a number of equilibrium and balance. Now I have my opening. Get an insight, make a decision, make a request for anything. Energy-wise, physically, materially, doesn't really matter. You can ask your guides for anything. And there's a higher probability that it's going to be heard.
You need to understand something about spiritual people. We are how do they say it? We're the Buddha and the badass, you know? We're both combined. We're dark and light. We're yin yang. Being spiritual doesn't mean I'm full of light and love all the time. I do have a dark side, but spiritual people and people who are in peace have tamed their beast.
Powerful healing instrument on the planet is your own voice. If you want to heal, start at the source. In the beginning, God said, "Let there be light." Sound. Sound created light. Tesla and Einstein both said the future of medicine is frequency. When you speak words like, "I am healthy, healed, whole, and complete," those words vibrate and shape the water within you. We're over 90% water, and our words cause this water to crystallize, aligning with the energy of healing. The vibrations from your words bind with your DNA, creating proteins that resonate with the energy of those words. Your words create your reality. Use your words wisely and let them shape your health and reality.
High priestess, she says that most spiritual people can lose their mind if they're not careful.
We want to be psychic so bad and type into these energies, we're opening ourselves up. And if you're not grounded or self-aware, you can really open yourself up to some shit that can put you in a realm that you can't get out of. Hence why we see certain people walking around here mumbling to themselves, having conversations with people that are not there. We deem them as crazy and homeless, but in now actuality, they done tapped into some shit that they can't come back from because they didn't have the grounding.
Religion is a business in which they sell God. And this business works very well for whoever sets up the shop. Okay? Now, when we're talking about voodoo, we're not talking about a religion. We're talking about understanding your profound nature so you can be and live as who you are. Nobody can come and tell you, well, hey, you want something? I'm gonna see that. Well, give me $5,000, and I'm gonna call God up there and tell him. No. And this is something that sometimes I found so sad, that we have a lot of people who claim to be Hungan and practicing voodoo, and they're doing the business, the same business as the Catholics, and they're trying to turn it into a religion.
You say with the words "I am," your subconscious will then take that as a command. And so we're constantly programming our subconscious. We think we're describing it, but we're actually prescribing it.
But if you want to find out who you are before your father and mother conceived you, who you really are, you almost have to go off by yourself. Go into the forest and stop talking, even stop thinking words, and be absolutely alone, and listen to the great silences. And then, if you're lucky, you recover from the illusion that you're just little me, the so-and-so, and you attain the state of nirvana, which means the blown-out state, the relieved state, the sigh of relief.
When you're on the other side, whenever you have died from a life and you have gone into the spirit side, after the spirit side, when you're there, you're going over the lives you've just left, and I've told you about this before, you are going into karma, trying to figure out what you owe other people, and you are making your contracts with all of these other people. You make your plan. You're going to come back with these people. You be the husband, I'll be the wife, and see if that works. You be the mother, I'll be the child. You can move the roles around any way you want because it's just a play anyway. You're making up your contracts with all of the other people that you're hoping to work things out with. Okay, when you're in that planning stage, there is boards over there, boards and councils, and elders and masters that help this. The problem is that, when we come into this life, we forget everything we agreed to. When you come into the life, the blinders come down. You forget everything that you plan to do. You forget your contracts. You come in totally ignorant.
I just want to give a PSA. You are not going crazy. You're probably just spiritually ascending. 5 signs that you, my darling, are spiritually ascending. 1, people begin to almost effortlessly fall away from your life, and you don't really care. It's almost like you don't resonate with anybody anymore. At least people who are not supposed to be on your spiritual path. 2, astral traveling. Not only do you begin to start astral traveling more, but you actually wake up pretty exhausted. And this is due to us fighting the spiritual warfare battle on another plane. That's a whole nother conversation. 3, you start receiving downloads. And if you got them before, they're on another level now. That may look like tingling on your skin, vibrations and frequencies in your eardrums. When spirit may confirm something for you, you might even start to feel goosebumps. I think it's so cool. 4, loss of appetite. Where you're going spiritually, the low vibrational food just cannot come. 5, you start to receive prophetic dreams, download, visions while you're just standing, doing nothing. And if you naturally have this gift beforehand, like myself, then this looks like taking it to the next level. Recently, I had a family member pass away, and I received visions, very vivid visions, while sitting on the toilet peeing. The download is going to come when the download wants to come.
Thing in this world to conquer or to challenge or to transcend apart from your mind. All your neighbors live here. Your enemies and friends live here. Your gods and demons live here. And yourself, imagined, lives here. Just become more and more aware that your watching place is not the thing you're watching. Just remain detached, like you're witnessing. Sometimes it will feel like some reflex uncontrollably, and you're in form again, dancing with the mind, struggling. And then as soon as you see this, don't go, oh no, just click back. And at some point, you'll feel that the claustrophobia of all this worldly internal and external noise will start to sort of drift away.
If you're looking for a spiritually intelligent person, you gotta be willing to take what comes with that. And then there's a lot of spiritual people, but a lot of them are not intelligent. They're irresponsible with their spirituality. So I believe that if you actually want a spiritually intelligent person who has emotional intelligence, those are the kind of people who value their peace, who value their space, who, if it's not actually right, will voice their opinion. They won't let time go by and let the relationship just carry on and on and on. Most people aren't ready for a person like that.
I love it when people are like, I don't believe in spirituality. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This isn't a religion. This isn't something you believe in. It's like a radio station. Are you tuned in or are you tuned out?
Being spiritual is you have to go through psychosis. It's literally part of it. Because when you really get so deep into a spiritual journey, when you come into this understanding that everything is real and nothing is real, this is when the psychosis begins. Because truly being spiritual and breaking the shackles of the third dimensional realm that's been placed in your mind since the day you was born, you're gonna understand everything has evidence that it's real, and everything also has evidence that it's not real. You come to the understanding that there is no such thing as real and fake, true and false, right and wrong. Everything is all about perception. And this understanding will cause you to go into psychosis. And a lot of people are not mentally strong enough to bring themselves out of psychosis. This is another reason you might see a lot of people who are crackheads on the street. They may have went through a spiritual awakening and they lost their fucking mind. This is why you see some people in mental hospitals. They went through a spiritual awakening and they lost their fucking mind. I'm trying to tell you, being spiritual is definitely not for the weak.
Hurt a spiritual person. I want you to understand that we don't hate you. We nothing you. What that means, street, we don't have nothing else to do with you. That's it. We don't slander you. We don't belittle you. We don't go outside of our way to try to make you look bad or to try to make folk not like you, not make folk not deal with you. When you hurt a spiritual person deeply, we don't go outside of our way to try to exchange that type of energy. You just become nothing to us. We just don't deal. We unplug. We disconnect. We walk away from. That's just how we do. We don't have that type of energy to waste, baby.
If these things happen to you in public, it means that you have a high frequency or good energy. It also means that you're most likely a light worker or a chosen one. When you go to the drive-thru and there's nobody there, whatever fast food restaurant it is, and then all of a sudden a bunch of people show up, you have high energy. This could be the same for literally anywhere. You can go to a grocery store and there could be nobody there, and when you arrive, all of a sudden a bunch of people start coming. While walking around, if there are children around, they'll stare at you. And it's usually because the children's spirit or soul recognizes your good energy. Dogs and cats will also look at you. You will have butterflies or little animals or little birds following you as well. And of course, you're going to be seeing synchronicities like 111, 333, all that stuff. And of course, you're probably going to get some hate. Some people's frequencies are too low that they just can't vibe with yours. If any of these things happen to you, you have high divine energy.
6 things you must understand on your spiritual journey. 1. The spiritual path is challenging not because the universe intends to cause you suffering, because your mission requires a higher calling. To attain a higher state of awareness, you must undergo inner transformation. 2. If you attach yourself to something, you can also detach. You always hold the power to let go. It just requires effort and intention on your part. 3. If you don't like something that you can't change, the only option is taking away the power that keeps it existing in your reality, your attention. 4. Do not let fear deprive you of bettering your life. Do not live in doubt and limitation. It's better to try than to waste time wondering of what could have been. 5. Evolution requires a sacrifice. If you wish to become your best self, you must let go of the current self. You must let go of anything that is stopping you from becoming the best version of you. 6. The calmer you are, the clearer your thinking becomes. Remaining conscious with your decisions will allow you to align yourself to the purpose of your character.